What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Big Blue Trucking Affair. Today I want to talk about how I got my truck for a low price. I got a 2014 Cascadia that is right behind me, known as Big Blue, and it only had about 650,000 miles on it, but I want to talk about how much money I paid for it and how I got it. So stay tuned for another episode of Big Blue Trucking Affair. Okay, guys, so the story with me and Big Blue begins in June 2020. Obviously, after I got laid off from COVID, which, as if you follow this channel now, you already know it was in March, I had to get my CDL. It's a process to get your CDL to begin with, so I'm going to do a video on that. I'm going to do a video of what school I used, how I got it in a week. But the next thing you need to do is buy a truck, right? And I don't know a single thing about semi-trucks. I mean, they're big, they're expensive to maintain, so I had a lot of pressure, right? I decided to call a friend of mine who got me into the truck, and I'm like, hey bro, like, I need a truck. How do I find one? He said, hey, I got one. It is damaged. By damaged, I'm like, well, what exactly do you mean it's damaged? And long story short, the truck is hit on the side. You can see in that video right there that I'm about to post. So that damage right there is DOT legal. But what it means for a truck is A, it looks ugly, B, nobody wants to buy it. It's a solid truck. It's 2014 Freightliner Cascadia. Had about 650,000 miles at the moment that I bought it. And mechanically sound. I have a spiel about this big of receipts that was done in the last 2 years. Everything was done in a Freightliner dealership for this truck. It is mechanically sound. The truck, me and when I had a team, we put about 200,000 miles on it. Well, I'm lying, about 150,000 miles. Oil change, and we had to replace 2 injectors. That's it. No major problems, knock on wood. So as you can see in this video right here, I actually had to go to Home Depot and buy a little plexiglass kit, and I actually did this. I know it looks ugly, but there was a big hole there, and it doesn't leak anymore. So I fixed that. It took me about 25 to 30 minutes, but it was done, and that's all I did. That's all. My investment on that was like 15 bucks. That's it. And obviously some duct tape here and there, but still holding up, and I drove a truck for almost a year now. So when buying a truck, if you're unable to find one on OfferUp, on Facebook, or whatever it is, go to a dealership. I highly suggest buying a 2 to 3 year old truck. I prefer Cascadias. My whole fleet is Freightliner Cascadias. The reason why, service is available almost everywhere, and they're super easy to work. They're workhorse. They're like a Volkswagen. People's car, this is people's truck. Pretty much anywhere on the market you can fix it. They're cheaper than Peterbilt's, they're cheaper than Kenworth, and pretty much any TA or any other shop will fix them. Now, you want to buy it with a warranty. If you're starting a business, especially the first year, you want to avoid any major damage that they could literally put you bankrupt. So for example, an overhaul on an engine for a Cascadia DD15 is anywhere from 20 to 30 grand. Imagine the engine blows. What are you gonna do? I mean, I didn't have that capital. I had about 50 grand in my account when I started this business, and I spent it all on a truck and a trailer. If anything went wrong the first 3 months, I would have been bankrupt. And guess what? My savings were gone. I pulled my 401k out, so I would have been screwed. Took a leap of faith, but I did my research on buying a truck. Always, as I mentioned before, take it to the dealership and make sure they recheck it with their diagnostics and try to buy one under warranty. So it's 2020, it's 2021 right now. Try to buy a 16, 17, possibly even 18 Cascadia under 400,000 miles, because usually those warranties on DD15 engines go up to 500,000 miles. So 100,000 miles on average will give you about a year to year and a half of the truck being under warranty. Now make sure the year matches the expiration date of the warranty, because sometimes warranty, let's say, lasts 5 years, and you buy a truck that's 2016, 2021 is probably the last year of that warranty. So you want to make sure that you still have years and mileage left on it. That way, if something does happen, at least you're covered. You don't have to spend a bunch of money on fixing something that shouldn't have happened in the first place. Makes sense, right? Another tip in buying a truck is For myself, my truck is limited to 68 miles an hour. It saves the engine. So what it does is up the hill, you can't push that truck hard. I mean, you can, but it'll go up to 68. Saves the turbo, less wear and tear on the engine, better gas mileage. This truck gets about 7 to 7.5 miles a gallon, depending on how heavy the load is. And that can mean a huge difference between how much money you make in your business. I mean, you're hauling goods anywhere from 500 to 1,000 miles, like place A to place B. So it makes sense to buy a truck that's better on gas, but it also makes sense to drive at 68 or 70. I don't care, whatever the number makes sense for you, because you save money on gas and you'll have less wear and tear on your engine, on your truck, on your parts, on your tires, on shocks, anything. And this truck right now is at about 850,000 miles, still running strong. There's no need for an overhaul. Turbo works as brand as new. I mean, obviously maintenance is a huge part. Everything on this truck is changed when it's supposed to, and I meticulously take care of it. The guy before me did the same. But a huge part is that it's limited to 68. It doesn't do much hard work. It cruises around and it saves the engine. Money saver. Last tip on buying a truck: APUs and Webasto's, or bunk heaters. APUs, I personally don't have it. I've heard good and bad things about them, so I have no clue what to suggest. All I'm gonna say is you don't want a truck running 24/7 in the summer. I think all the trucks I'm gonna have in my fleet are gonna have APUs, just because I don't want drivers running my trucks. But at the same time, I don't have one. So what happens is, usually in the summer, I'll get annoyed. I don't want a truck running. I'll just book a hotel. I mean, the cost of an APU versus the cost of a hotel for, I don't know, like 20 days out of a summer, I don't know what makes sense more for you. To me, I would just pay for a hotel. And I mean, I bought a fan, like a small battery fan. That works just fine. I turn that on if it's not too hot. If it is, let the truck run, and for 30 minutes, cool down and fall asleep. You wake up sweaty, turn it back on, and go back to sleep again. Oh yeah, my truck shuts off after 30 minutes. It's another feature it has. That way it doesn't idle all day and all night. Saves the DEF, saves everything else. Bunk heater in winter saves lives. Someone calls it Webasto, someone calls it bunk heater, I don't know. But your truck can be off and it heats up the cabin. I mean, if you're driving right now, I am in Tennessee and it's about 35 degrees. If you don't have heat on, I mean, you're gonna freeze. So that's two things I would highly suggest getting. APU, not a deal killer, but bunk heater, 100% get it. Another thing I wasn't aware of is the trailers. So I have a drive-in 53-foot trailer. It is made by Bosch, or whatever it's pronounced, and I just assumed you can go and buy one like you buy a car. No. I bought a trailer brand new, and right now, if you ordered it in December, which is what my salesman called me and told me, they were delivering in February. The market is paying very well. Everyone buying trailers. Demand is high, supply is low. Guess what? Prices go up. There's not enough of them out there. Prices on trailers. Buy a new trailer. I looked into used ones, and you can find a 2-3-year-old trailer for about $25,000-26,000. That's great, because brand new ones are like 33, 34, 35. But the moment you take that trailer, you're gonna need new tires. You're gonna need new brakes. You're gonna have to fix some small stuff on there that adds up like 2-3 grand. You're already at 29. Brand new trailer, I paid mine cash, $32,500. It makes no sense to buy a used one, because I can sell this one after I'm done with it after like 3 years and just keep rotating them. So if you want to buy a trailer of your own, you can rent one. So to make this money, you can always rent one. On average, I think they charge you about $200 to $250 a week to rent a trailer. I don't suggest it, because you can finance your own for about the same amount of money and actually keep the asset. But I mean, I get it. Some people have bad credit. Some people just don't want to deal with it. If that's you, just rent it. But yeah, anywhere from 32 to 35 brand new. If you buy a used one, which I don't suggest, 2-3 years old, you can probably find it for about $25,000-26,000. Now, big thing is with buying old used trailers, like call it 2010, 2011. Problem you're gonna have with that is a lot of these shippers, like a lot of freight you're gonna be hauling. Shippers don't want to load an old trailer. Like, some of them have year requirements, like it has to be 15 or newer. Some of them look for damages, and if the trailer just doesn't look good, do not buy it, because you don't want to lose loads over a shitty trailer. Simple. How much did I pay for Big Blue? I paid, it's funny, I'm laughing, but I've paid about, I think, $16,000 altogether out the door for this truck. Still, at the moment when I bought it, you could not find a used Cascadia with these miles at this age under $45,000 because it was hit, and because I haggled the hell out of this price. I got it for like $16,000. Solid truck, workhorse. Put about 150,000 miles on it since I got it. I had to replace 2 injectors, and that's very questionable. I don't think they needed to be replaced, but I made some money, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to get stuck on the road, so screw it. But I've made a lot of money on the truck that cost me only $16,000. So how do you get one that costs, I don't want to say $16,000, but how do you get a truck below the value? Don't buy it at a dealership. Try to find a one. Well, first of all, the best thing to do is try to find a truck from somebody you know. Now, I know that's probably not an option for many of you watching this video. So when you go to a dealership, never, ever, ever, ever buy a truck without taking it to the actual dealership, like a Freightliner, Peterbilt, or whatever it is that you want to buy, Volvo, and take the truck, make sure they put it through diagnostics. So with trucks, they will literally pull up every active code, every error that truck has. That tells you what you can expect. Look at a truck, look how well maintained it is, look for corrosion in the back, see where it was driven, if there's a history of repairs, see where it was repaired, see who did the repairs. That's major keys when looking to buy a truck. But go on Craigslist, go on OfferUp, go on Facebook Marketplace. See if you can find a truck that has light body damage, because who cares? I mean, who cares how ugly the truck might look? I could have spent $40,000 on a truck that works just the same as this one. Just the same. It just wasn't it. I could care less how it looks outside. I'm on the inside. On the inside, this truck doesn't matter. I mean, I have a bed right there. The truck is in perfect shape. But on the outside, it looks ugly. DOT legal. That's the main thing. If it's not DOT legal, you cannot drive the truck. Do not buy that. So, yeah, that's pretty much the story of how I got Big Blue. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to buy a truck and you need help, if you need guidance, I'm going to put my Facebook and my Instagram below. Subscribe to this channel. Go. You don't have to add me. You don't have to follow me. I don't care. I mean, I would love if you do, but just ask me a question. Like, if I can help, I promise you I'm here. I don't even have to know you. Hit me up if you need help. But other than that, man, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Big Blue Trucking Affair. Peace out. Bye. So another thing shit. Okay, guys. Hello.
Hi, are you recording us?
We're making videos. Look at my beautiful family. Oliver, say hi. Hey, Brandon's bothering me right now. Hi, Brandon. You'll be in this episode here. Hey guys, if anyone needs some payroll services or some 401k, this guy, look at his name, Brandon Berkeley. This guy will take care of you. What's up, buddy?